Hello. This video basically show you some of the software that you will need for your data analytics if you're looking at taking a data analytics course. Basically, some of these software are the very much intermediate to the basic to the intermediate level. But of course, there are going to be more software that you probably need, like Anaconda, if you were going into advanced type of analytics. But you will need this set of software such as Power BI. Now, in the past, I was able to get my Power BI from the Microsoft Store, um, which I think some of you might not have the Microsoft Store access. I basically get that from my work computer. But if you are accessing that from your personal computer, if you look at how I search here, basically Power BI app. So either you get it from Microsoft Store, it's free, and then, or you could basically download it from this end here. So what I'm going to do is to include the Power BI into this particular link here into just beneath this video, so you guys could download it from here. So I downloaded one, but I didn't install it because I already have Power BI installed on my computer. Otherwise, when you have access to this link, you basically go to download. So this is where Power BI was previously downloaded. You could see that that has been somehow archived from the Microsoft store because they have an alternative way of getting the Power BI from the store. Another way you could also get is you could see this one here, say Power BI. Let me see what how that looks like or what happens here. One of the things that you should understand about Power BI, there's the cloud-based Power BI, and then you have the application-based Power BI. So for most data analytics practice, we will be using the desktop app for practice for the Power BI. The online or the cloud-based, basically you could do your analysis there and then collaborate or share the analysis you do with your manager, basically the report of that analysis and so on. So in the past, when we use this in a real industry setting, what we will normally do in that case is you have a set of different analysis, and then you decide where who you give access to for the analysis you've completed on the cloud, and who you could also share the report with, which means they could simply just download the report. You've already done it on the cloud base. The good thing about using the cloud-based Power BI is basically the fact that if you update the data, that will automatically update on the cloud system. Now, can you run your data on the app and then that updates on the cloud? Yes, it is possible, especially when you download the Power BI and you sign to it with the same accounts as the one that connected to this app, then it works the same. You're going to have the same analysis that has been done with the desktop app will sync to the cloud-based system. So that is for the Power BI. Now let's move on to the Tableau. For the Tableau, basically you will need that, and for learners, you will need the student version. So there's basically Tableau for academics. So for academics to teach data analytics, or even some that are into research and need it, they usually have a free version, and that version will last for each year. So typically, since I'll be teaching data analytics, I basically have to request for the license every year. You can imagine how much the Tableau software itself costs. So basically, they try to monitor that part. One of the things that you need to be aware is if you subscribe for the academic software for Tableau, you must make sure that you stick to that. You don't use it for personal business, because once they notice that the Tableau software is being used for business, they are going to revoke your license. So be careful about that. So for students, you will find this option here, get started with Tableau, and then you fill up this information. So typically, it takes about, I think the student case might be different, but usually in the past, the students would normally have to subscribe to the student lessons before they come to the classroom. For me, as the faculty, what normally happens when I subscribe for Tableau, it takes about 3 to 5 business days for them to confirm my subscription. Sometimes it might take way less than that. So I follow this instruction here, and again, I'll get this link under this video for you to download your Tableau and install it on your computer. I would say you get it done immediately. In that case, if it's going to take some time, you know that you have access to the software. Then the other software we need, which is a common software, is the Excel spreadsheet. So we'll need the Excel spreadsheet. The SQL would be the online base. I would usually get your username for the SQL, and I will send it to you, and you have access to that SQL for the duration of the semester. So that information might also be, I will be providing that information later as we progress, because we don't need the SQL access right now, but we will need it later to access some of the database we need for this course. Now, just one thing that I forget to talk about for the Power BI. Please take note that the Power BI won't work with your Mac computer. So it's basically a window application. If you do not have your personal Windows computer, what you could do is to speak to the IT in your university or college and let them install the Power BI on your student username. And then you could use the university computer to complete the lab work or the practice that we'll be doing in the data analytics. So this is all the things we need to get started, and you should get this ready from day one, and then start commencing some of the practices for the lab work that will be running through the rest of this semester.